Yeah, you know, the agreement that we signed, that we deposited with the registrar, provides for dispute resolution mechanism. And the letter we wrote was in line with that provision. So I don't think it's abnormal for us to complain. I think that's the way political parties, coalitions, alliances should be managed through the set out mechanisms for dispute resolutions. We reckon that we have a dispute. We reckon that parties from Western Kenya, from Coast Region, from Mkombani, are being treated more fairly than parties who emanate from Mount Kenya region. And we think it's an issue of utmost concern to the alliance and to William Ruto as a presidential candidate.
How exactly is this mistreatment being occasioned?
See now, for example, William Ruto last weekend was in Western Kenya. The whole organization was planned by ANC and Ford Kenya, with the UDA party also. But when it comes to events in Mount Kenya region, planning meetings, organization meetings are held exclusively by UDA, and we are thrown out. For me, it's sad and strange because we have got some campaign team called the Hustler Express, which is my brainchild, which I created for Nyandarua. I went out there, Nyeri, like Kipia, Meru, etc. But when it comes to my own county, meetings are held and excluded. Even to make matters worse, aspirants from UDA are warned from associating with me or with Governor Kabogo, which truly is against the spirit of the alliance. So we are wondering whether it is Kenya Kwanza when it comes to the rest of the country, but when it comes to Mount Kenya region and Kiambu County in particular, it becomes a UDA affair. We find this to be dishonest, right. And I find it to be, when we talk about the politics of deceit and conmanship, which made us run away from Jubilee, I find this more exemplified by what is happening against us in Mount Kenya region, as opposed to even what we are fighting Jubilee about. Yeah.
You say politics of deceit, but before we get to that in more detail, one might argue that if you go to Western Kenya, ANC and Ford Kenya would appear the more predominant parties more than UDA. When you come to Kiambu, for instance, which is the more predominant party there?
Then why invite us to the coalition?
Just answer my question.
No, see, that is arguable because we are heading to an election. So we cannot say who is. Do you know, Sam, I have got my party, Chama cha Kazi, has got 231 candidates. 231 candidates across all levels, governors, senators, women reps, yeah, MPs, MCAs. So on what basis can you tell me that this party is dominant, not the other party? So you give us, the 231 of us who are offering ourselves for election, a chance to be proven to be a minor party or a small party or a village party in 50 days.
That's all right, but if you were to look at some of the opinion polls that have come, it would appear that UDA is more powerful.
UDA has rubbish opinion polls, isn't it?
But the opinion polls...
No, you see, UDA has said they don't believe in opinion polls.
I'm speaking to the leader of Chama cha Kazi.
Yeah.
So the question is...
So the true opinion poll, and why not wait for 50 days? In any case, my question, I come back to my question. If you are that small, if you are that insignificant, if you are that not important, why invite us to the coalition in the first place?
Were you invited or you thought this is where you need to be?
Well, I'm just saying you can't force you. Even if I feel I need to be somewhere, I can't come to your house by force. Yeah? So even if we wanted to be there, we were admitted, isn't it? And we signed an agreement and we deposited. And we talked about political hygiene, which is governing political institutions by instruments that are lawful and that are legal. So why admit and then say, no, this is only for this particular party?
The Kenya Kwanza agreement talks about 3 founder parties, that is ANC, UDA and Ford Kenya. In your agreement with Kenya Kwanza, what did you sign for and what are the terms? No,
we said we are working together, yeah, for a common purpose, for a common goal. We are going to have joint campaigns, we are going to have joint programs, we are going to campaign for the presidential candidate of the alliance. Yeah, that's what we signed for.
And what does Chama cha Kazi get in return?
No, we are going to participate in forming government. Yeah, so it is going to be our government. We have got a right for share. And that is why we are campaigning, looking for votes like all other parties, like UDA, like Ford Kenya, like ANC. Yeah?
You see, the reason I'm asking this question is because for ANC and Ford Kenya, it's expressed that they would get 30%.
But there is I have not seen that agreement. I've never seen that agreement.
It is existing.
The one for 30%. I just hear about it. I've never seen the agreement that ANC.
So let me tell you about it, because Francis Gashuri did a story about it after seeing it. 30% of government will go to ANC and Ford Kenya if they bring up to 70% of Western vote. How about Chama cha Kazi? What is the agreement? Is it express?
The agreement we signed is that our share of government is going to be commensurate with our efforts. And that's why we are complaining about our efforts being curtailed. Because by curtailing our efforts, you are directly, going against our interest within the alliance.
So if it's about efforts, how do you measure effort?
Well, by the number of members of parliament that we bring to the coalition, by the members of county assemblies, of governors and senators. And this is a crux of the matter, Sam. This is why some people, can I tell you something? I do believe to some people within Mount Kenya region, Kenya Kwanza is a nuisance to them. Yeah, because to some people within UDA. And because when someone goes out there and says, you don't associate with these people who you call colleagues, how can you have meetings to plot against partners? In normal circumstances, you would have meetings to plot against Azimio, for example. But how can you have meetings to plot against? Why go out of the way? I thought we should be very busy, preoccupied with looking for the presidential vote.
Mheshimiwa, who are you talking about?
I'm talking about people within UDA party. By the way, all was well. But when we saw this week, the likes of Kimani Ichung'wah, the likes of Alice Nganga, directly warning the MCs don't associate with Moses Kuria, don't associate with Kabogo. When we go out there with the Rigathi Gachagua, for example, my very good friend and my very close ally, and all he says is, he can see I'm there, he's supposed to be the leader, head and shoulder above all other people. But even when he's there, he says, mutachagua huyu governor wa UDA, now Kimani wa Matangi. What am I supposed to do? To give them flowers?
What do you think he should do? Because he comes from the UDA party.
But he is we don't have, then why can't we have now, because we have got 11 parties, Sam, why can't we have 11 running mates? So that every party now provide their own running mate who come and say, me running mate coming from Chama cha Kazi, munichaguli watu wa Chama cha Kazi. How come we have agreed to have one presidential candidate and one running mate? So that running mate of essence, because you don't have 10 other running mates, then he's supposed to be head and shoulder above the normal free. And it's not supposed to be a running mate of the UDA party. He's supposed to be a running mate of the Kenya Kwanza Alliance.
The meetings you're talking about...
You have to choose. It's a choice.
Right.
It's a choice. And I am vying for governor of Kiambu. I'm not vying to be deputy president. I'm not vying to be president. Yeah? So for those people who are vying to be president and deputy president, you cannot have your cake and eat it. So you cannot say that when it comes to looking for presidential votes, you are Kenya Kwanza. And by then you come now to other things, now you become now UDA. That is conmanship.
How do you prefer Rigathi Gachagua, the deputy president candidate for Kenya Kwanza from UDA, how do you prefer that he treats the Kiambu race, especially for governorship?
Let me tell you something what happens. The deputy president, William Ruto, who is also our presidential candidate, the Kenya Kwanza Alliance, has been extremely careful, in some of these meetings, when he, in his own wisdom and estimation, he estimates that there needs to be a fairness and a level playing field, and even out of respect, you notice every time we go out there, he speaks first, calls on Musalia Mudavadi, which is legitimate because of the pecking order, even seniority, even age, even, because we are Africans by culture. The Africans respect pecking order. He invites Moses Wetangula, he invites Rigathi Gachagua, he invites JB Muturi. But when we are out there with Rigathi Gachagua, tuko na MC hapa wa UDA, you're supposed to come there to take the almost wasted time, So we feel disrespected. But I'm just saying we don't get the quality time, and the pecking order is so distorted in such a way that even our ranking, is reduced. And then even now talking about Kiambu County, you wonder, with all due respect, Senator Kimani wa Matangi, he was in Jubilee. By the way, he still occupies the office. If you go to his office today, it is still the office of the chief whip of the Senate, And I'm not saying that there are those who came in the morning, in the afternoon. But for all intents and purposes, we made some contribution.
Actually, that's what you're saying.
Yeah, we made some contribution. Yeah, into this. And so I expect some level of caution. We've really sacrificed. We've been hounded. We've been taken to court. Our seats, our positions in committees were taken when Kimani Wamatangi was basking in the glory of Jubilee. So I'm not saying that we should throw away some people. But I'm just saying there should be some measure of some relativity in terms of how you treat partners, more so party leaders who are in a coalition. We feel, and by the way, because it is, we wrote this letter on Thursday, we have not been called, they have not even been acknowledged. I'm expecting to speak the way I'm speaking when we go in front of the meetings of the alliance.
That altercation between Kimani Wamatangi and William Kabogo, and ultimately William Kabogo has now started saying that he's the de facto leader of the Mount Kenya region. What is your count about that event, and what then should happen moving forward to Kenya Kwanza? I
think that there's a problem that's happening in Kenya Kwanza, which for me I find unfortunate. I vowed never to engage in, whereby you transport, we are having 9 meetings in 3 constituencies or 4 constituencies, and then somebody tags along their supporters, their fans. Yeah, I feel, because my position is, if I am going for a meeting in Limuru, I should go just alone, so that I can be able to see whether I have got legitimate support in Limuru. And that's what I do. But then what the competitors, what they do, is that they have got tens and tens of buses and lorries and pickups, and they transport their fans from one place, then they release them, and then they go to the next and the next, so that they are cheered. And the problem is, first of all, one, that distorts what I would call in my other life market dynamics, because you don't really get to know whether you have got real support on the ground. Second thing, what does it do to me, who is not transporting these people? It looks like it's like a Kabogo versus Wamatangi.
If you said that, then how does it reflect on the entire campaign of Kenya Kwanza?
Not just Kenya Kwanza. I think we have the same thing in Azimio. I can tell you, the other day I was looking at my good friend Mother Karua, in Kiambu County, and the same faces in Juja, the same faces I saw in Katundu, the same faces I saw in Ruto. I think people should stop this tabia of transporting supporters from one place to the other. It doesn't make you more popular. It doesn't indicate any support that you've got more than other people. And that's exactly what happened on Monday in Kiambu. And I complained to the Honorable Rigathi Gachagua, and I told him, look, when I'm part of this, it is diluting my brand. Because they look big. Because it is fans of Kabogo versus fans of Wamatangi. So for me, who believe in going and talking to the real people on the ground, you look like you are the smaller brand.
So are you confirming to me that this is the gimmick that the 2 campaigns are using across
yes,
the country?
Of course.
Whether it's presidential candidate William Ruto, or
of course, for the size of meetings William Ruto has been having, it is practically impossible unless you take the whole SGR and you combine with the whole of City Shuttle and. But when the deputy president, this is other aspirants, you can see, the other aspirants, and for Kiambu especially, let me just talk about what I'm very sure is that my good friends William Kabogo and Kimani Wamatangi, they just have what we call traveling funds. It's like Gor Mahia fans when we move from
they're not here to discount what you're saying or to defend themselves. But do you think you will be the governor of Kiambu?
Yes, I will be.
How have you been campaigning?
Without a doubt. Pardon?
How have you been campaigning?
Without a doubt. I've got my strategies, and I'm a seasoned campaigner, my friend. I'm even more known for campaigning for other people than for myself. So take it to the bank.
How have you been campaigning?
Well, what do you mean? I've been campaigning on the ground. Yeah? You've seen me I've got my strategies above the ground and below the ground. You've seen me on the ground, you've seen me above there, you've seen me on radio, you've seen me on television.
No, I have seen some advertorials, but I'm not sure I've seen a lot of you on the ground.
Because I don't have, how would you see me on the ground? I don't have to, I am a ground person, my friend. I'm a guerrilla.
When do you do that?
I'm a guerrilla. Yeah? This revolution shall not be televised. If you are looking for it on television, you shall not see it, my friend. Yeah.
Okay, let's talk about, because that altercation that led William Kabogo to saying that he is the leader of Mount Kenya and said to the extent that Rigathi Gachagua, the deputy president candidate of Kenya Kwanza, is sort of dictatorial. Do you feel the same?
I don't really want to blame Rigathi Gachagua. I'm very sparing on this because I think also Rigathi Gachagua has come at the receiving end of, for quite some time now. I don't see Rigathi Gachagua. I see a corporate UDA policy that wants to eclipse other parties from Mount Kenya region. So if it's happening through Rigathi Gachagua, he's just an agent of a corporate policy. And this is a complaint. And for us to focus, I don't like just to open my mouth and complain. That's why after what happened, I called Kabogo and I insisted, let's put pen to paper. So that you put your money where your mouth is. Because I don't like to go there spoiling people's names. And I feel bad when people spoil my name. So I wouldn't be part of those people who go spoiling other people's names. So I don't see Rigathi Gachagua. But I think we have a fundamental problem. We have a fundamental problem. We have, declared it as a dispute. And I do hope that within this coming week, we'll be able to sit down as a Kenya Kwanza family and address this particular issue. Otherwise, it will continue affecting us. And we really want to win.
Have you spoken directly to Deputy President William Ruto?
No, not about this issue. Because I think this is not a personal issue. I have no problem. If I had a personal problem with William Ruto, I would call him. I would even just come to his office and even without an appointment and tell him what I think. But I think this is a fundamental institutional issue. That is, one, an issue to do with the UDA party versus our parties. And two, that is about the coalition as a whole. And we didn't sign an agreement with UDA, and we didn't sign an agreement with William Ruto as a person. We signed an agreement as 11 parties. Yeah, we said we were out there in Gong Race Course, and we did sign this agreement as all the parties. So I think that is the way these things are supposed to be handled.
Okay, so after declaring the dispute and writing to Kenya Kwanza, who are you expecting to take action?
The Kenya Kwanza, all the parties. Everybody has a copy there. Whatever is called the anchor parties of Kenya Kwanza. Musalia Mudavadi has a copy. He's a respectful leader. Moses Masika Wetangula has a copy of our dispute. William Ruto as a leader of ODU has a copy. So I am very sure that within the next few days, we'll be able to sit down as a family and thrash out these issues.
Is there a secretariat that now would have received this letter?
We don't have Kenya Kwanza secretariat at the beginning with. So our respective parties, act as a clearinghouse, and we have got our secretary generals who actually have got their own meetings and communicating to us as a principals. So
that's what I'm asking, because I'm lost a little bit, Mheshimiwa, because once you declare dispute, you write the letter, and you're waiting for feedback. From who? We'll
get feedback. Don't worry, from the alliance. The alliance has got a body of the principals. We'll get feedback. That should not even worry you at all.
Was your letter stamped received?
Yes, by the respective parties. But I think those are technicalities, Sam. Those are unnecessary. Those are necessary technicalities. But the bottom line of what I want to say on record and leave it at that is that dispute has been declared, parties have been served, principals have got copies. I have got every confidence that they will convene the forum to discuss that.
No, as provided. That question is because if you decide to follow the formal route, there should be a procedure so that you're not just waiting and the response may never come.
Well, I think we'll close that bridge when we come to it. I don't think it is overdue. I think we'll have a meeting. I think certainly we'll have a meeting.
So what do you think has been the impact of choice of running mates on both Azimio la Umoja and Kenya Kwanza on the campaign trail?
Well, I think this is essentially what it has become, or what it has evolved into. It's a battle of the presidential candidates. I don't think that the choice of running mate will have a... I think also the running mate question was settled too late. Yeah? I think parties picked the running mates. That's why they were fighting to postpone the naming of running mates. I think by the time it came, close to 80% of Kenyans had made up their mind about who they are voting or which coalition they belong to. And I expect maximum 5% of the total voters to be influenced by the choice of running mates.
Mheshimiwa, 5% is more than 1 million votes. That's significant. But what do you think has been the reaction on the ground after the choice of Rigathi Gachagua's running mate, especially in Mount Kenya?
Rigathi Gachagua is lucky because there are some people who were uneasy with his appointment or with his being named as running mate. That's we cannot argue about that. It's clear. That's not the question. The question is that discomfort enough to change their mind? And the answer is no. So yes, some people are uncomfortable, but not significant enough to change their support for William Ruto. And equally, some people are excited about the choice of Martha Karua about running mate. But again, those people were excited. A lot of Azimio supporters were excited about the choice of Martha Karua. But they were Azimio supporters. I'm being very honest, and you know how close I am to Martha Karua. So I'm nothing but total respect, for my sister. So I saw a lot of excitement, outpouring of goodwill, ecstasy and joy, but from Azimio supporters. So really as a disinterested person in that question of the running mate, from a purely analytical point of view, plus minus 2 to 3% in terms of transitional value, that is transiting from Azimio to Kenya Kwanza or Kenya Kwanza to Azimio, maximum 3%.
I like how you just reduced from 5 to 2 to 3.
Just in fine. My own.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's fine.
I told you last time I feed on data, so from my own, from my own data analytics.
The jury is still out there on your data.
But this time now it's only 50 days.
Just
so be proven right or wrong.
Let's make progress, because you've told me that some people are uncomfortable with the choice of Rigathi Gachagua. What was Moses Kuria's take? Is this the best choice you could have gotten?
Well, my view is I had my preference. It was not Rigathi Gachagua. I said it publicly. I was man enough to say it publicly when Rigathi was named at Karen, and I said my choice for running mate was JB Muturi, and I had my own reasons. But I chose real estate entrepreneur Faith Mwaura as my running mate. William Ruto did not have a choice a hand in my choice of running mate. Why would I have a hand in his? So he is a candidate.
And therefore the question, if this was not a preferred candidate, could it inform the sort of relationship you now have, including attending Rigathi Gachagua's meetings, and you feel like he does not recognize you with the rightful...
As I've said, I don't really want to see this personal. I have a complaint against UD as a party. I don't have a complaint against Rigathi Gachagua. And I'm very, very sure, I'm very certain that Rigathi Gachagua is under instructions. Whatever he's doing, if he's mistreating me out there, he's not Rigathi Gachagua the man. He's very close to me. In fact, within the UDA family, I cannot have 5 people who are closer to me than Rigathi Gachagua, on a personal level, family level and a personal level. So that's not the question. So if Rigathi is promoting UDA despite the fact he's a Kenya Kwanza running mate, I don't think that's Rigathi Gachagua. I think that's a Kenya Kwanza issue, and I want to see it from there. Okay. I really hate personalizing things.
Mheshimiwa, you shared something on social media a few hours ago. For miraculously extracting defeat from the vicious jaws of victory, they deserve a medal. Who are you talking about?
That's a very common English idiom. I didn't know how, a lot of people have called me today. I didn't know how people don't read. Just Google that statement.
I'm not talking about the idiom's meaning. I'm just asking.
It's directed at nobody in particular.
What did you share?
Maybe I meant about Russia in Ukraine.
No, you didn't.
Proof.
Tell me what you meant.
Maybe Russia is trying too hard to do something they could have won.
Moses Kuria,
I was talking about Russia and Ukraine, but you guys are just obsessed with Kenyan politics. Can't you see what's happening in Ukraine? Russia has been stuck there. Everybody thought it's a 2-minute war. How come they're extracting defeat from the vicious jaws of victory?
Part of Moses Kuria, we follow your social media pages. You've not spoken about it.
But you're not Moses Kuria. You may follow Moses Kuria's page, but you cannot be Moses Kuria.
I am speaking to Moses Kuria, and answer my question in the real answer.
So the real answer is,
yes,
Vladimir Putin is trying very hard for a victory that was assured if he could have done a quick job and left Ukraine. But now he's still stuck there. So he deserves a medal for extracting defeat from the menacing, vicious jaws of victory.
Okay.
But I encourage Kenyans to read.
That's your answer, but I'll follow it up off this camera. Tell me about, if there is no response from Kenya Kwanza founder partners or the entire team of 11 parties, what then for Moses Kuria?
Well, I'm very busy. I am very busy, my friend. I am very busy trying to be governor of Kiambu. So I don't expect much of this to affect me. I'm very focused. I'm just about to roll out the last phase of my campaign, which is going to be very robust and very energetic and very involving, talking to the people I love most, that is people on the grassroots. So take it from me, I will not allow the shenanigans around this issue to distract me from what I want to do for the people of Kiambu, which is very clear.
But you still keep off from Kenya Kwanza campaigns?
Well, let's say, for example, in Kiambu County, I don't see the benefit of going as Kenya Kwanza. I don't see the benefit because I can go as myself. But I'm still a member of Kenya Kwanza Alliance. And I'm still going to participate in meetings outside where I feel I'm adding value. You've seen me in Busia, in Bugoma, in Mombasa, in Embu. I'm not vying to be governor of those places. I still remain a national leader. And by the way, it's not resolution of this dispute is not some favor I'm asking for. I also have my share within the Kenya Kwanza Alliance.
Which is?
Yeah, we are a member. We are part and parcel of Kenya Kwanza Alliance. So don't think that I'm expecting now William Ruto to come and do me favors. No, hiyo maneno yako tutaangalia, nothing. This coalition belongs to all of us. And we are an open, transparent family.
The reason I'm asking that question is because when DP Ruto named his running mate on the 15th of May 2022, he also said that you would be in the team that works about the economic agenda of the Kenya Kwanza government. So how does that benefit you on the ground?
Well, it doesn't have to benefit me on the ground. And the things that I've done for this country, have never benefited me as a person. I still remain a nationalist and a patriot.
On the ground, you ought to be governor of Kiambu.
Yes, these issues are not mutually exclusive, Sam. I have got some capabilities, experience, competencies on the economic issue. I'm going to continue offering myself to this country to be part of this discourse at all levels, including the Kenya Kwanza Economic Forum, which I spearhead. So that is not affected at all. And the issue of getting this country, getting our people out of poverty cannot be affected by any disagreements whatsoever. I intend to be, focused on my mandate within the economic agenda, and, I am not petty, Sam.
Fine. So what if you don't become the governor of Kiambu? What then? What will you be? What will you be doing?
Oh, me? Oh, I'll be very, very healthy, my friend. I'll be very happy. You'll find me very smiling. I'll engage in many things. And I've always said that losing an election is not a matter of life and death. It's not even a national crisis. This is not my choice. It belongs to the people of Kiambu. Yeah? It is like I was born governor of Kiambu. Was I born governor of Kiambu? Was I even born member of parliament? Where was I before? I'm a professional. I'm a business person. I'm a family man. I've got many other lives. Reading is only one, and you will serve at the pleasure of the people. When the people go, moon, oh, I lost, oh my God. You'll find me in the next reggae club.
All right, and that's our time. Speaking to Moses Kuria, Member of Parliament for Gatundu South, is also a governor candidate within Chama cha Kazi for Kiambu County that has about 1.2 million registered voters. Back to you in studio.